Do you own your business or does your business own you? Two of the main reasons why entrepreneurs have businesses that are really their jobs and how to break free from that. Okay, so we're not just going to talk about the problem without presenting a solution. My name is Dominique Galbraith. I'm a business consultant and I help aspiring entrepreneurs start their first business and established entrepreneurs create systems within their business so that you can reclaim your time and scale your business. Now, let's get back to these two reasons why your business is operating like your day job. Reason number one, you fell into the I'll just do it myself trap. No. Listen, if you are in the I'll just do it myself trap, when it comes to deciding, okay, should I train someone to do this task? I really would love for someone else to do this, but it's just easier for me to do it myself. Listen, it may be easier for you to do it yourself in that moment than to take the time to train someone. Training someone to do the repetitive task within your business is not time wasted. It is an investment, and it is a very crucial part in you being able to step away from your business without things falling apart. And so one of the key things that entrepreneurs have to do is get past just trying to get through the day to day. Stop thinking about short term and crumbling underneath the pressure of what needs to be done now and what's the quickest way to do it. And take the time to stop and process and assess the best way to do it. And one of the reasons that a lot of entrepreneurs not only fall in this trap, but stay in this trap is because underneath it, underneath that hesitation or that, I'll just do it myself, why that sounds easier or better is because of fear. Fear that if you hand it off to someone else, they're not going to do it exactly like you want it to be done. But you see, with the right system, with the right training, with the right communication, that shouldn't be an issue. Maybe you've done it before. Maybe you've tried training someone. Maybe you've tried handing off the task and it just didn't work out. You end up having to do it again. You end up wasting resources and time. But listen, being able to hand a task off to someone else and that task be done in excellence requires clear training, clear communication, and one thing you cannot do without, okay, is competent people. So what happens sometimes is business owners, they just end up hiring someone. You have the good problem of lots of business, but you need more hands. And so you just grab your cousins, your friends, your uncles, people who need a job, people you like, people you think you can trust, but they're not competent. And there's some people, no matter how clear the instruction is, no matter how well you train them, they're just not going to they're just not going to get the job right. So when it comes to handing off a task successfully and putting things in place so that you can focus on the area that you need to focus on the most, which is being the visionary, you have to put competent people in place. It's just, some of y'all watching this, there are people you know you have to get rid of, and you cannot put emotions, you cannot put whatever it is that is causing you to hesitate in letting go, that person that you need to let go. You cannot allow whatever it is that's hindering you from doing that to destroy your business. If you have a God-given business, if this business is something that is feeding your family, if this business is deeply connected to you because it's a part of your dream, it's a part of your purpose, then you owe it to yourself to put competent people in place and put systems in place. Document your process and prepare and make time to train your staff, train your team members, whoever is working with you on your process, whatever process that you were trying to hand off to someone else. One of the other issues as to why people have an issue delegating or they end up doing everything themselves is because there are no SOPs. And if you don't even know what an SOP is, that is a part of the problem. That is where there is a bottleneck, and that is where you run the risk of getting so trapped in your business and so overwhelmed that it starts to feel like, why did I even bother? Why don't I just get a 9 to 5? And so SOPs means standard operating procedures or standard operating processes. A lot of entrepreneurs just start businesses and they don't take the time to identify what their standard operating processes are and actually document them and prepare themselves to scale their business, prepare themselves to onboard people, to grow their team. Many of us start out as solopreneurs, and many of us don't intend to stay there. The problem is we don't prepare for the next level. We don't prepare for the growth because we're just looking at the now. And that's a huge mistake. The worst time to try to build systems is when your business is really, really busy and you realize you don't have any. But it's not too late. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, as a business consultant, I help established entrepreneurs create systems within their business, including AI automation and implementation. So if you know it is time for you to put systems in place. You tired of your workers, your employees calling you and asking you questions and things that they should already know. You're tired of them making foolish mistakes. You are tired of doing everything yourself. Listen, I am here to help. See the link in the description to schedule your complimentary call today. Reason number 2, you have no marketing system. You have no marketing system in place. And so here's a cycle that a lot of entrepreneurs fall in, right? You market and you hustle and you post and you do everything you need to do when you don't have any customers, when you don't have any leads. You're posting, you're staying on top of content, you're doing all the things, and then you start to get some business. You start getting clients, you start getting customers, things start getting busy, but you're not marketing. After you've given all the clients the deliverables and you've served these customers and you feel like, wait a minute, the momentum's done, the smoke cleared, and there's no more leads, there's no more customers, there's no more clients. Things start to slow down again. It starts to feel like you're starting from scratch all over again. You have to hustle and work up a new set of clients and customers when it wouldn't be as hard if you had a system in place to consistently market your business even while you're serving clients. And so for a lot of business owners, like, that's a real challenge because listen, without a system in place, posting to social media, marketing on social media is like a whole nother job. How do we fix this? Firstly, completely abandon the idea and the process and the practice of trying to create posts daily. That is only going to add to your workload that you already need to release. It's going to make you anxious. You're going to forget. You're not going to want to do it. It's going to overwhelm you. And then if you do get to post, it's not going to be the type of content that is really going to drive your business forward. And so the first thing we have to do is create a campaign once we have clear messaging around our offer. You want to have a clear message around your what, your who, and your why. So you want to have the foundation clear. You should definitely know and have clarity on who your demographic is, who you're selling to, what their issue is, and what problem your product solves. And so once you have that foundation laid, then you're going to create a campaign. And your campaign is going to include enough content for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever you believe you can handle. For some people, batching content, because that's what we're doing, right? We're going to batch create content, can be a bit overwhelming. So most people will tell you, oh, do a 30-day social media calendar. 30 days can feel overwhelming and then you just don't do anything. So if you can do 2 weeks, maybe a week, the main thing is to get into the habit of batching content. And one of the most important reasons why it's important to get into the habit of batching content as a part of a campaign is so that your content is cohesive and your message is consistent and you're able to post consistently. And so instead of chasing content and trying to post every day and, oh, let me just get something out, you are thinking clearly ahead. What do I need to communicate on social media? You're researching what are the current trends? What is my demographic currently into in terms of music, um, in terms of content structure? What social media platforms are the best platforms to reach my audience? Because listen, you don't have to be on every platform. You just have to find 1 to 2 platforms that your audience uses and create content for that 1 to 2 platforms, right? So focus instead of trying to be everywhere. Because if you try to be everywhere, and you're still doing all of the other functions in your business, you're just gonna get overwhelmed and not do anything. And that's not helpful, right? So again, you wanna create a campaign once you are very clear on your messaging. Your messaging is gonna undergird all of the content that you create. So one strategy that works well is to do long form content on YouTube, and then you get clips of that content. You can use Opus clips. I'll put a link in the description. You can use Opus clips to create clips of that one long form piece of content and then share those clips on Instagram. You can share them on TikTok, whatever other social platforms that you're using. So that's just one method. And if you can create 2 long form videos in one sitting, you can drop them bi-weekly and you can have enough clips to share throughout the month. A podcast may not be the route for you, but I strongly encourage you. I strongly encourage every entrepreneur, right? Because we are in this information age. You want to take advantage of the tools that are out there, like the large language models, AI, in other words, and do research on what is best for your niche, what is best for your industry, what social media platforms should you be using, and how to refine your messaging. Ask it to give you a campaign idea and content ideas for your business. We are positioning ourselves to work from a place of rest, not hustle, not chasing, and not anxiety. And so that means that we have to put systems in place so that the repetitive tasks within the business can be carried out, whether it's by an agent, whether it's by automations, or a human being. But we have to take the time to put those systems in place. If you don't know where to start with the systems, you know you need systems, but you don't know where to start in creating them, again, hit the link in the description and book that call today. Okay, I am here to help. So I pray that that blessed you. Again, systems, y'all. System for marketing and SOPs, a system to train your staff so that you can be the visionary that God has called you to be. You can have time with your loved ones. You can have time for vacations. You can step away from the business without things going crazy.